Good morning. How you doing today? This is PJ. It is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. We're here for our daily lectionary readings. We've got our 3 readings. Our first one is our Psalm reading, which will be Psalm 17. Zechariah chapter 3 verses 1 through 10 will be our Old Testament reading. And then 2 Peter chapter 2 verses 4 through 21 is our New Testament reading. It's kind of a longer reading, huh? So here we go. Our first reading, Psalm 17. Listen while I build my case, God, the most honest prayer that you'll ever hear. Show the world I'm innocent in your heart. You know that I am. Go ahead. Examine me from inside out. Surprise me in the middle of the night. You'll find I'm just saying what I am. My words, they don't run loose. I'm not trying to get my way in the world's way. I'm trying to get your way, your word's way. I'm staying on your trail. I'm putting one foot in front of the other. I'm not giving up. I call to you, God, because I'm sure of an answer. So answer. Bend your ear. Listen sharp. Paint grace graffiti on the fences. Take in your frightened children who are running from the neighborhood bullies straight to you. Keep your eye on me. Hide me under your cool wing feathers from the wicked who are out to get me, from the mortal enemies closing in. Their hearts are hard as nails. Their mouths blast hot air. They are after me, nipping my heels, determined to bring me down. Lions ready to rip me apart. Young lions poised to pounce. Up, God, beard them, break them by your sword. Free me from their clutches. Barehanded, God, break these mortals, these flat earth people who can't think beyond today. I'd like to see their bellies swollen with famine food. The weeds they've sown harvested and baked into famine bread, with second helpings for their children and crust for their babies to chew on. And me? I plan on looking you full in the face when I get up. I'll see your statue and live heaven on earth. Our reading today for our Old Testament comes from Zechariah, and I'm going to take a sip of coffee right now. This is a heading that's called The Fourth Vision, Joshua's New Clothes. Listen in to Zechariah 3. Next, the messenger angel showed me the high priest Joshua. He was standing before God's angel where the accuser showed up to accuse him. Then God said to the accuser, I, God, rebuke you, accuser. I rebuke you and choose Jerusalem. Surprise! Everything is going up in flames, but I reach out and reach in and pull out Jerusalem. Joshua, standing before the angel, was dressed in dirty clothes. The angel spoke to his attendants, Get him out of his filthy clothes, and then said to Joshua, Look, I've stripped you of your sin and dressed you up in clean clothes. I spoke up and said, How about a clean turban for his head also? And they did it. Put a clean new turban on his head. Then they finished dressing him with God's angels looking on. God's angels then charged Joshua, Orders from God of the angel armies. If you live the way I tell you and remain obedient in my service, then you'll make the decisions around here and oversee my affairs. And all my attendants standing here will be at your service. Careful, High Priest Joshua, both you and your friends sitting here with you, for your friends are on in this too. Here's what I'm going to do next. I'm introducing my servant Branch. And note this. This stone that I'm placing before Joshua, a single stone with 7 eyes, decrees of God, the angel armies, all engraved with these words, I'll strip this land of its filthy sin all at once in a single day. At that time, everyone will get along with one another with friendly visits across the fence. Friendly visits on one another's porches. Our New Testament reading today comes from the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verses 4 through 22, out of the Message. God didn't let the rebel angels off the hook, but jailed them in hell till judgment day. Neither did he let the ancient, ungodly world off. He wiped it out with a flood, rescuing only 8 people. Noah, the sole voice of righteousness, was one of them. God decreed destruction for the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. A mound of ashes was all that was left. Grim warnings to anyone who bent on an ungodly life. But that good man, Lot, driven nearly out of his mind by the sexual filth and perversity, was rescued. Surrounded by moral rot day after day, that righteous man was in constant torment. So God knows how to rescue the godly from evil trials, and he knows how to hold the feet of the wicked to the fire until judgment day. God is especially incensed against these teachers who live by lust, accorded and addicted to a filthy existence. They despise interference from true authority, preferring to indulge in self-rule. Insolent egotists, they don't hesitate to speak evil against the most splendid of creatures, even angels. They're superiors in every way. Wouldn't think of throwing their weight around like that, trying to slander others before God. These people are nothing but brute beasts, born in the wild, predators on the prowl, in the very act of bringing down others with ignorant blasphemies. They themselves will be brought down, losers in the end. Their evil will boomerang on them. They're so despicable and addicted to pleasure that they indulge in wild parties, carousing in broad daylight. They're obsessed with adultery, compulsive in sin, seducing every vulnerable soul they come upon. Their specialty is greed, and they're experts at it. Dead souls. They've left the main road and are directionless, having taken the way of Balaam, son of Beor, the prophet, who turned profiteer, a connoisseur of evil. But Balaam was stopped in his wayward tracks. A dumb animal spoke in a human voice and prevented the prophet's craziness. There's nothing to these people. They're dried up fountains, storm-scattered clouds, headed for a black hole in hell. They are loudmouths, full of hot air. But still, they're dangerous. Men and women who have recently escaped from a deviant life are most susceptible to the brand of seduction. They promise these newcomers freedom, but they themselves are slaves of corruption. For if they're addicted to corruption, and they are enslaved. If they've escaped from the slum of sin by experiencing our Master and Savior, Jesus Christ, and then slide back into that same old life again, they're worse than if they've never left. Better not to have started out on the straight road to God than to start out and then turn back, repudiating the experience and the holy command. They prove the point of the proverb: a dog goes back to its own vomit, and a scrubbed up pig heads for the mud. And here ends our readings for the day. Hope that you have a beautiful day, and peace to you. Bye-bye.